Hi, I'm Gina. Thank you so much for stopping by today. This series is called Let's Talk Mental Illness, and today's topic is psychiatrist and therapist versus your primary care physician. It is my hope that you will be able to benefit from today's discussion. Let me start by saying I am not a mental health professional. I am a consumer, which means that I do have mental illness. I have bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, PTSD, and some other things. And for me being diagnosed, I'm also considered to be your peer. And I ran a support group for several years back in the early 2000s. I went to conferences. I was taught how to speak about certain things. I got a bunch of head knowledge, but mostly I have had a lifetime of experience of living with this. And with this, I would like to carry on with our discussion. And today, as I spoke, we're talking about psychiatrists and therapists versus your primary care physician. And I know with me, I started out with my primary care physician. I went to him. I had what they would call a mental breakdown in 2003. And I was just crying. My anxiety was horrible. I've had anxiety since I was in high school. The depression started after I had my second daughter. Severe postpartum depression. I was put on Valium and ended up on Ativan, and anyways, all of that started, and then came the mood swings. And I had what was called mania, which I had no idea what that was. Mania basically means you're on a high. You can talk really fast, you get really excited, you get a lot of energy, or you can be really irritable and really mad and just angry at everybody and blow up at everybody. And I didn't have that one as much as I did just the high energy and, gotta do this, I gotta do that. And, I didn't think that that was anything abnormal. So I never talked about that with my doctor. But when I finally went to him and said, there's something wrong with me, I cry all the time, I'm anxious, I get angry, and my primary care provider gave me a piece of paper to take a written test, and it had all these different questions about my mental well-being and how it affects my life. And I took the exam, and he felt like I had bipolar disorder, which I did not even know about at the time. I had no idea what it was. I go Google crazy, so I got on Google to find out what bipolar disorder was, and the more I read, the more I realized that yes, that was definitely talking about me. So when I spoke to my primary care physician about this, I asked, would I benefit more by seeing a psychiatrist? And he said, that's your call, but the psychiatrists are more trained specifically in mental health and how to treat it, where the primary care physician is very knowledgeable. They go to school, they go to classes all the time to update their knowledge, but they don't specialize in mental health. So I started seeing a psychiatrist, and he asked me a bunch of questions, and that's when I was also diagnosed with PTSD because of things that happened to me in my childhood that I never told anyone. It was very traumatic. Things that should have never happened to a child. So with that, he tried me on a couple medications, and I ended up having to switch psychiatrists for my insurance purposes. And then she suggested that I see a therapist. She agreed that I did have all of the diagnoses that the previous doctor had mentioned, and So at that point, I started seeing a therapist. And I was able to open up and talk about things that I had never talked about in my life. It took me a couple of sessions until I felt comfortable talking to someone else about all of this stuff that I had stuffed down inside of me for 30 some years. But she was able to help me work through things and realize why I was feeling these things and what I could do to get these thoughts out of my head and to learn coping skills, just different ways to deal with thoughts that are going on in your head and things that are going on around you. And so the combination of my psychiatrist, which I ended up with the one I have now back in, I think it was 2005. And I really have a strong rapport with her. She has two daughters that are the same ages as mine. And I would be able to just walk in the office and she could look at me and then ask about my kids, and she would know exactly how I was doing mentally. She knew me that well, and that's important. I still see her every 3 to 4 months. I'm on several medications. I went through a lot of medication um, cocktails, they call them, different combinations, and you tweak the dosages. And finally, after about 2 years, I think it was, I got the right combination of mood stabilizers, an antidepressant, an antipsychotic, and then a nerve pill to help with strictly my anxiety and to help me sleep. The PTSD made me have horrible nightmares and just made it more difficult to sleep. So the Ativan is specifically what she put me on, and that helped. And anyways, so I feel I have done better mentally being with a psychiatrist rather than only my primary care physician. I see my primary care physician. I have diabetes and other difficulties. And I see her for all of that stuff. And she's very knowledgeable. And she prescribes medications and different things that do work. And I'm grateful for that. I do have a good primary care physician. And then my therapist I see every 2 weeks. And I've had to go through a few of those. But since the pandemic hit, we don't go into the office, we do phone calls. And for me, actually, that has been better because I don't have to get up and clean up and shower and make myself get out of the house and take transportation to the office and sit in the office with a bunch of people. All of that raised my anxiety, and with all of that gone, I actually feel like I'm more productive with my therapist and psychiatrist because it's not the face-to-face. I'm a lot more comfortable talking on the phone. But they can still hear my voice, if I start crying, or they can tell if I'm shaky or nervous or anxious or angry. They can still tell all of that in my voice. But, excuse me. But it is definitely more beneficial to see a psychiatrist and a therapist rather than just your primary care physician. Ultimately, it is your choice, and I'm speaking only from my experience and from what I was able to learn from DBSA when I was running my support group. And anyways, I hope these have helped you some. I did post a video yesterday about art therapy, and I wasn't really feeling good, so I didn't put myself in front of the camera. I just filmed the books and my artwork and kind of put some music to it. A friend of mine got me in touch with a editing app for my videos. I'm having loads of fun with those because you can add music, you can add words and just different things. So it's made it easier in some cases when I don't feel like getting in front of the camera. But I want to be here for you. I want you to know that you are not alone, that you're looking at somebody right now who has mental illness, who is your peer. I am a consumer. Like I said, I do have a lot of head knowledge because of this support group that I was trained for. I ran that for 5 years. Life happened and I had to get out of it, and I've just not been able to do it since. But I do speak from that and from my own lifelong personal experiences with all of this. I'm in my 50s, so, I gotta have a century worth of life experience in this stuff. And I've always been a caregiver at heart, so I've always wanted to help people. And I've felt an emptiness since I've not been able to run my support group. And recently, I've just really, really strongly desired to get back into helping people. And with the pandemic, it's still just not possible to run a support group. And right now, I just don't have the means, opportunity, anything to actually do that properly. So I've opened up this forum on YouTube. I'm still new to this, so bear with me. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Put a like on the video. Please make some comments. Let me know who you are and that you've stopped by. And, what you think about the video. If you have questions, I am also supplying my email address. I'm going to put it at the bottom of this video here. And in the description on this video, I have my email address, and I have a bunch of useful information with phone numbers and web pages about different aspects of mental illness to help you. And I'm really excited to do this. And like I said on another post, I am a consumer. I do have mental illness, so there are going to be times that I do not feel like doing this. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to get dressed. I just want to hide in my bed and either sleep all day or watch movies or watch YouTube. But I would just simply not be up to this. So I am actually filming multiple videos in one day so that I can edit them and then post them one at a time, so that when I am having a bad day, that I don't have to worry about it, that I'll still be able to be right here for you, to let you see a face, a smiling face, hopefully, that makes you feel at ease, to let you know that you're not alone. That's the main thing. You are not alone. You feel like you are. You feel like you're the only one in the entire world that feels like this, but you're not. I am one. You're looking at someone right now. And if you look around you and look online, you will be surprised how many people are just like you. There are millions of Americans that are diagnosed with mental illness all over the country. And then there are also multiple millions of people that won't go to their doctor and won't talk about this, and they are undiagnosed. So I am here. I will end it with this. I'm here. Look at my other videos. Please be sure to subscribe so that you will be alerted when I put new videos up. I do sincerely hope that all of these are beneficial for you. I ask that if you would like to share this with your family and friends, someone that you know that has mental illness, or someone that you love and they're very supportive of you and they just want to learn more about mental illness, certainly to send them my way. And I look forward to speaking to all of you. I wish I could actually speak to you, but like I said, I am putting my email address on here. Be sure to subscribe. Leave some comments. Let me know that you stopped by, how you're doing, and until I see you again, God bless and you have a fantastic day. Bye bye for now.